part would be being able to actually work with bands that I've gone and seen, and the honor of working under summer camp is huge, because when I was very young and I found this scene, it was because of Edie and what he started with summer camp, and that's why I went to local shows. And for me now to be able to control the local shows is crazy, and the craziest part is all those local bands and all the new up-and-coming bands are kids, I guess, that went out to these shows that I remember seeing at shows when I was here, and a lot of them were in bands that were playing to those kids, and now they've evolved into bigger bands and they're able to headline.
I think his biggest contribution to the scene has been his time, because there's like so much behind the scenes that he does for the shows that people don't notice, and for the bands as well. A lot of the posters, things like that, most of the band's logos, at least from London, that are on the posters, like he designed. Like he puts so much of himself outside of summer camp, like into the shows and the music scene. So like I think that's his biggest contribution for sure. Jameson works for Summer Camp Productions, and he books a lot of the smaller shows with alternative kind of bands, so like hardcore, pop punk, metal, anything along the lines of that, and gives kids something to look forward to and pay attention to, and discover new bands for sure. Working with Jameson is awesome, no matter what it is. Him and I have done a couple tours together. We played one show together. We've worked on graphics for bands together. Like, no matter what it is, it's always been a good experience. The dude knows what's up. He's a really smart guy. He is really good at conveying ideas without kind of taking control of something. If you kind of had the original idea, it's always a good experience working with Jameson.
I mean, first and foremost, it comes down to the date. The most head time, obviously, the better. Too much is more effective than not at all. Anytime within a month is really, really tough to swing, because you already got shows planned, yada yada. But also, depending on what other shows you do have booked. So if it's within the same genre, or some local bands that you would normally have open with this band that's trying to get a show are already playing another show close by, so that kind of brings that out. And local bands really define the draw. So you have to really, first and foremost, think of the parameters of the show and if it truly makes sense to do it. Biggest obstacles are probably the lacking always of local bands. I mean, you'd rather have the problem of too many local bands than not enough local bands. And that's in a sense of trying to get shows and having enough bands to spread them all out with. But even bigger problem than that is where they all play. And venues are always hard to come by, especially all ages venues, because once you don't have an all ages venue, you don't have the general pull of the public. And once you start actually, pulling out kids and the next generation of the scene, that's what you want, because those are the kids that start bands. Those are the kids that, it's all a cycle that once those bands get started, those bands play to themselves, 3 or 4 years in advance.